If you're enjoying this show, don't forget to support us. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more.
No, no.
Your star ratings and reviews help others discover our podcast. So take a moment to share your thoughts. We appreciate you, and let's keep the conversation going. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to ADHP. That's Attention Deficit Hyperactive Politics. Will you please welcome your hosts, Doug, Todd, and Brandon.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. We're back with another episode of the Attention Deficit Hyperactive Politics podcast. I'm Doug, here as always with Todd and Brandon. How you guys doing?
Excellent.
Doing all right. Doing all right. Busy weekend.
So I don't know, was the theme song a little loud for you guys?
Yes, it was. I about died.
Because I turned
Okay.
it way down and then I could barely hear you guys when we came back.
So I'm sorry about that, guys. I will adjust it. I think my hearing is going because every time I think it's quiet, it's loud for you guys, and vice versa. I don't know what's going on.
I almost wondering if it's outputting a little bit differently than it's giving you. So I don't know.
That's a
But,
possibility
maybe.
too. Yeah.
But now we're all deaf, so it's all even.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right. Well, so what's been going on this past week, guys? Anything interesting in personal news?
I went drinking in Seattle on Saturday. That was fun.
What's that?
I went drinking in Seattle on Saturday. That was fun.
Oh, what part?
Oh, we were in Chinatown. Then we went to we ended up meeting some other people at a hot pot place, even though we didn't eat there. And then we went to a bar and we drank even more. And I played pool, and I didn't do terrible, which is crazy because I suck at pool.
Oh, I used to live with a pool table, and I haven't played pool now in like 10 years.
I'm so bad at it. I used to have a pool table too. I'm just not good at that game. I'm awful at pool.
I'm okay at it. I don't know. I don't necessarily know how to keep track of the points and stuff, but at least I know which balls I need to hit in when it's my turn, and sometimes I do all right. And I'm not the kind of person that does like trick anything. I just I'll try to get the ball into whatever is closest to me. So
The only game
Yeah.
I'm good at is Smash Bros.
Too bad they don't play that at bars.
I know. I
You
would
know-
make a killing.
the Dubtown doesn't do Smash Brothers, but they do Mario Kart.
Oh, I don't care about Mario Kart. I do Smash Bros.
Well, what I mean is if they're playing Mario Kart, they could easily play Smash Brothers. Is what I'm getting at.
I could do that one, but yeah, I was a tourney player in Smash Bros. Melee for a couple of years.
Oh wow. Did
Yeah,
you
so
did you
I
ever play
love
that
that game.
Multiverses game?
No,
It was basically the same
No.
game except for it was all like Warner Brothers and DC comic book characters.
it's actually back from what I understand. I heard that they restarted the updates and the maintenance and reopened the live service for it, which is crazy. But I guess
Wow.
one of my clients was saying that yeah, they play it all the time. I'm like, what? I'm like, I swear they shut it down. He's like, oh, they did. It's back though. I was like, all right. They don't normally do that, but all right. That's the first I've ever heard of them doing that.
So what about you, Todd? You go drinking anywhere?
No, I stayed home for the most part. I didn't go anywhere this last week. I was gonna go to the local last week, but at the last minute I decided not to because I just wasn't feeling up for it. Because the last 3 times I've gone, like all the good comedians aren't coming by anymore.
Oh.
They are. They do, but what I'm finding out the local now is they show up earlier and then they leave.
Yeah, they don't stick around.
They yeah. I last time I was there, I mean, even saw like Luke Severide there, but he did his shit and he like left.
Yeah, I think they
So-
probably all have other things they're going. They're all too
Yeah.
important and have other stuff going on now.
They're trying to hit as many open mics as possible, I think.
Yeah, it's cool that they
Sometimes-
even still come by.
Yeah, sometimes they just they wanted to try out some new material for them. I know back when I was hosting a whole bunch of shows, I would do that. I just wouldn't have time to go out to these things and spend like 3 hours every night. I just wanted to try out some new material and then go home and,
No, I know.
and sleep. So
Yeah, like I always felt this pressure that like if you go to an open mic, you should like stay and watch the show. But like that's really dumb. It's really
Yeah,
if it's a show that you're booked on,
that's
yes.
different. That's
But
different.
if
Yeah,
it's
no,
just an
those.
open mic, like get on with your day. You got other stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's not that crucial. There's stuff to do. You know.
And chances are you've already heard that joke 17 million times. So
Yeah.
Yeah, if you yeah, for sure. So I
Like,
myself, I did go drinking in Seattle this weekend at the Husky game. So that's two
go
of the three of
Dogs.
us did some Seattle drinking this weekend.
oh yeah, what day were you there?
Saturday.
No, you know what? That's the day I was there too. That's funny. I should have called you or something.
Now I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I had to drive back to Port Orchard.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, my days are pretty. The Saturdays are pretty shot when it's a home game.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All right, so one of the other fun pieces of news to come out this week, and you guys, I'm gonna need one of you guys to explain this to me because I've only learned about this through jokes, memes, and references.
Oh,
But
I know what you're gonna say.
what is this thing with Blow and Bubba? What is this?
Bill Clinton blowjobs.
Like, are we doing the Lewinsky thing all over again? What's happening here?
Oh, so okay, you can go for it. You can
I
go
was
for it.
gonna say, from what I understand, from what I saw on all the videos I viewed, was that an email was released once the government was back in office. An email was received. It was like a forward from Mr. Epstein's Gmail account, which they blasted all over the internet. Of course, you can email him all you want. He's not going to respond. But basically, the email was back and forth between him and his brother about, hey, is it true that Donald blew Bubba? And everyone's making assumptions. There's no proof of this. Bubba is Bill Clinton's nickname.
That part I am aware of. Yes.
Yeah,
Bubba is also the name of Ghislaine Maxwell's horse. So either way.
it's not good for Donald either way, because either he blew a horse or he blew a former president.
And the jokes are great. Probably my favorite joke coming out of this is like, maybe that's why he's obsessed with Hillary. He's a jealous lover. He's like, I can do it better than that bitch. What do you see in her?
This is like, of all the terrible things that I've had to see over the Trump administration, like all the terrible images that he's created,
Oh
this
god, that
mental
mental
image
illness.
might be
Oh
the
god.
most damaging.
My favorite joke amongst all that is like, maybe this is why he has such a bad taste in his mouth about the Democrats.
That's why he never laughs. He's never happy.
You remember the good times with Bubba.
And the other one was maybe this is where he got his first taste of the presidency.
But anyhow, I've been talking to some people about it, and I don't know if it's true or not. But I feel like it doesn't matter at this point. It's kind of interested in the lore of like the Trump admin, just like the JD Vance and the couch thing.
Right.
We know it's not real. We know it's not real, but we're also not going to stop making fun of him about it.
Well, maybe this is the stuff when Trump said that, there's a lot of made up stuff in the Epstein files. Maybe this is what he's talking about is it's not, it's like, oh yeah, we did have sex with underage girls, but the stuff about me blowing Clinton, that's all made up.
Do you remember the time that he did that little tirade about seeing Arnold Palmer naked?
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
A couple of years ago.
Man.
That was
It was during the campaign.
Yeah, that man was all man. He would when people would show, he'd shut people up. I'm like, wow, that was gay.
That was the first thing I thought of when I heard about this. Is like, maybe the whole Palmer thing is he was, because he was talking about how magnificent his package was too. I was like,
yeah.
So, not that any of those types of things are a problem. It's just that these people are very hypocritical, and I think it's hilarious that they're making these kinds of comparisons and whatnot.
And to think, we already had our first gay president. It just wasn't who he thought it was going to be.
I mean, he's always, I've heard other people talk about this, that like if Trump had just leaned into the queen attitude and like become like a fashion and architecture critic or something like that, America would probably love him. he'd be like the Simon Cowell of fashion or architecture or something.
I've said for a long time the guy was a great entertainer. Like if he had just shut the fuck up and stuck to like making TV shows and stuff, like what he's done his entire career, he probably would have gone out as maybe considered kind of an asshole, but still one of the like reality TV star like greats. But he got involved in other shit now. Now suddenly half the country, most of the world fucking hates him.
Yeah, there's an alternate universe where he's like this like flamboyant queen that's like sassy and all get out and all that shit.
I have that photo. There's an AI image of him as a drag queen. It's fucking hilarious.
And there's an alternate universe where Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis host the RuPaul show.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be Donald Trump's drag name?
I was just thinking that.
Actually, I just saw that. Actually, it's
Bigly Smalls.
Bigly Smalls. That's funny. No, it was something of like release defiles.
Oh.
My favorite was that Ron DeSantis is going to be like Ron DeSantis.
Rhonda.
Yeah, Ron DeSantis. Yeah, Ron DeSantis. It already works.
So speaking of releasing the files, this is one of our stories. Is Trump is now telling the House to go ahead and release the files. Have you heard this?
Yeah, I did. I found it a very odd story, and it opens up a whole fuck ton of questions.
Well, I guess I think there's two ways to look at this. One is, it was a head fake the whole time. He's not really that concerned about them, and he was happy to have the distraction so that everybody's talking about the Epstein files instead of talking about the way he's drastically remade our government. However, I think it's probably the more practical explanation, which is they were going to vote for it anyway, so now he's trying to get ahead of it by saying, no, I want them to. I don't care. I want them to.
I kind of have the same, or another potential that they've done enough work on these papers to be able to edit them down. Because I know even a week ago, he was trying to say that he wanted specific parts of the papers and released. In fact, even announced that he wanted investigations into particular individuals. Of course, every single individual he named that he wanted, investigations into were Democrats and not himself. But it could also be the fact that they've already ran damage control for the last couple of months on this, and we're about to see what they're willing to release.
So those were my two theories. But there is some late breaking news on this topic. Let me see if I can find a story on it. Because right now I only know it from Facebook posts. But let me see if I can find an actual story.
I'd be much happier if because I know that the new House members her point was to get these things released in their entirety, correct? So
what may be happening now, and maybe it's not, maybe it hasn't happened yet, but maybe it's about to happen. So 3 days ago, Trump asked the Justice Department to investigate Epstein's ties to Democrats.
Yes.
If Bondi opens an investigation, which people on Facebook today were saying she has done, but maybe they're just anticipating it happening. If she does open an investigation, they could then say, no, we can't release the files now because there's an ongoing investigation.
That's true.
Yeah,
so
I've heard that.
Trump can now say, hey, I'm for it. I'm for the release. And all the Republicans can say, yeah, we're voting for it. And then the DOJ says, sorry, you can't.
Yeah.
And so it's just a big con, as always, with these people.
Yeah, that actually sounds very rational to me. That sounds like something they might try to do because the right can't argue in good faith anymore. So that makes sense.
Yeah. What else is Trump been up to this week? So he's been teasing, never promising, but teasing these $2,000 tariff checks or checks for tariff revenue, right?
So we were talking about a little bit before. So let me just clear this out for everybody. The tariff checks, if they were to do $2,000 per person for every American citizen over the age of 18, which is what they would have to do. There is supposed to be some limitations on it as far as people who are too rich won't get it, but those are the numbers that's going to be is insignificant. That's an insignificant number of people. We are looking at around when I ran the numbers last, $528 billion for this round of checks. Our annual our tax budget for our defense is $800 billion. So do people really think they're going to give half the defense budget, over half the defense budget, out to the regular people? That's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah, what I'm seeing right now is basically the population of the U.S. over 18 is approximately 267 million.
Mm-hmm. And you
So
multiply that by 2,000.
Yeah, so that's 267 with 6 zeros, right? Times 2,000, and that gets me 534
Oh,
billion.
I'm sorry, I was a little bit off. Yeah, billion. Yeah, $534 billion. Our annual defense budget is $800 billion. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a lot. I'm not saying that's not enough for a defense budget. I'm saying that's a fuck ton of money to just give back to the people. That's not going to happen.
I mean, it could, because they kind of want to bankrupt the government.
You know what the funny thing about this is?
But like we were talking about earlier, like it's a con.
Yeah, I was actually out of all the subreddits, even the conservative subreddit had a problem with this. Like, they were talking about it. I don't, of course, cannot speak on that particular sub because if I say something, they'll kick me out because they'll know who I am. But they even they're upset about it. They're like, this feels like a bribe. They're like this. A lot of them are like, this feels like they're trying to bribe people for the midterms, and other conservatives were like, we agree with you. It really does feel like that, and more importantly, we can't afford this. So what's he talking about? So he has really broken up the right with I won't even just say this. A couple of his actions lately have pissed off others on the right.
Yeah, and so here's what our local King 5 has to say about it. The Trump administration has doubled down on the president's plan to send each American $2,000 dividend checks from tariff revenue. Now, don't get me wrong. We're in support of sending, of having a guaranteed basic income, but that's not what this is.
No, this is a bribe.
Yeah, we support a citizen's dividend, but this is not that. This is not a regular type of revenue. And Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said on Wednesday that Trump remains committed to the proposal, promising a check to every person, quote, not including high-income people. So the White House is exploring the legal options of how we get that done. The president made it clear he wants to make that happen. So some additional insight on that. Trump has since said, if I can find that article, that so this is coming from Fortune.com. Trump promises to send $2,000 tariff dividend checks, quote, probably the middle of next year, a little bit later than that. So never guaranteeing a time and always leaving room to extend it.
Yeah, but I cannot even imagine this. I cannot even imagine this going through.
Well, and that's the next story is Scott Bessent, of course, the Treasury Secretary. While Trump is going on and on, Trump likes to go on and on about whatever the hell he wants, and then you got to listen to other people to find out what's actually doable, right? And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says they need legislation. Trump has repeatedly suggested using the tariffs to fund rebate checks, and the payment would be for working families and would have an income limit, Bessent said. But the Supreme Court could strike down a large chunk of tariffs when it decides on the president's use of an emergency law. So the court appeared deeply concerned earlier this month with Trump's reliance on the law, with several conservative justices picking apart the administration's positions. So Bessent said, I don't think this ruling is going to go against us, but if it does, what's the plan for refunds? Because how is this going to get to consumers? So, again, the tariff thing could kind of go away. Like all this money that they're expecting to have from tariffs isn't going to be there if the tariffs get struck down. It's going to require legislation anyways.
Yeah, and that was the big thing that the people were debating the other day online. What is Trump going to wait for the legislation? Well, he's going to have to, but he likes to try to rush these. This is his special move. He's trying to push stuff like this through without proper protocol. And of course, it needs a congressional vote. Congress controls the purse, but he's probably going to try to find a way to shove it past it. I don't think he's going to be able to. That's not going to stop him from trying.
And it'll be interesting what the Supreme Court does here, because they have been siding with Trump where they can, but they have not been a rubber stamp. So it's interesting.
But also, do you like how he's trying to hold it on the Supreme Court? Like, oh, we could all get these bonuses if the Supreme Court backs off the tariffs. Like, once
Oh
again,
yeah,
they're
I
just
mean,
using. Yeah.
I kind of think he hopes the Supreme Court strikes it down, so then he can say, "Well, it's not my fault. The Supreme Court stopped me. I tried."
Yeah, I think that's what
So
he's
then,
trying to do.
so then Trump can say, "Oh, the Supreme Court's trying to stop me now too. We should be able to allow me to go over them as well, just like all
Right.
those damn federal judges."
I've seen this all
Exactly.
before. It was in Episode 1 Star Wars.
Right. Right.
I am the Senate. Bigly.
That was awesome.
Oh, you should clip that shit right there. Oh, man.
Yeah, no, make a TikTok out of that one, Todd. So so we're talking about Trump's tariffs. I'm gonna go over to Yahoo Finance's Trump tariffs live updates feed. So they talk about Besant, whatever you want to, however you want to pronounce it, talking about how it will require legislation. But you know what's funny is not only is the Supreme Court potentially going to overturn some of these tariffs, Trump just signed an order reducing tariffs on goods including beef, tomatoes, coffees, and bananas to lower costs on some everyday goods as consumers grapple with price struggles. So he's already undoing some of his own tariffs.
Trump's here to save him some Trump. Don't worry, everyone.
Now, he does have a series of new trade deals with framework agreements. Again, that's all part of the con, right? Never actually confirm anything, just have concepts of a plan. But framework agreements with Argentina, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Ecuador. They're saying now is the right time to release some of these items that the president said he was going to release. This is a natural outgrowth of exactly what the president signaled. But we all know it's really just Trump chickening out because consumer pricing is too high.
Well, imagine that. Yeah, tariffs are not paid by the other country, huh? I think he's finally learning that a little bit.
Taco.
So here's some other updates in general. What to know on Trump's tariffs? The U.S. and Switzerland have agreed to a deal to lower tariffs on Swiss imports to 15% from a 39% level that had shocked the country over the summer. Switzerland will invest $200 billion in the U.S., the White House said. Now, again, this Yahoo Finance is reporting this like it's a deal, like it's an actual deal. Like Switzerland will invest $200 billion, the White House said. But we already know that the White House says these things just because they get off the phone with the country and they go, okay, they agreed to invest $200 billion, and then the other country is like, that's not what
But
we
we never
talked
said
about.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens all the time with these guys.
Yeah,
Like
and
literally,
yeah, exactly. And
like,
Yahoo is not putting anything out here to support it.
I'm trying to look at this. It does seem like they are wording it very, very precisely.
And then the EU said it will propose a plan to the US that would allow the next phase of the trade agreement to be implemented. Brazil said it hopes to reach a preliminary deal with the US this month. 67% of Canadians say it's unlikely a deal to lower tariffs will be achieved. That's just what Canadians think. I don't understand. Why do that?
Man, being a Canadian's got to be like living above a meth house right now.
But it's like if you're, yeah, go ahead.
I think Robin Williams actually had a bit about this where he said that Canada is like the really cool neighbors upstairs in an apartment complex above a meth lab.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like, y'all don't deserve this shit. I'm sorry. You guys have.
And then the U.S. and China reached a trade truce. The thaw means China will suspend additional export controls on rare earth metals and end investigations into U.S. chip companies. So it's just all this. It's like negotiation corruption on each side. Like
Yeah, I mean, first off, China can fuck right off. As much as I am not for like what America does, China has no place to talk, and I'm still an American, so they can fuck right off. To be honest with you. China. I'm one. The Chinese government is so far beyond corruption that even for beyond the U.S. with Trump, we're getting close, but until recently, like it wasn't even close.
But and that deal seems to be the only real one here that isn't just that isn't just waving hands and doing a show so that Trump can pretend he did something with his tariffs.
And I'm sure that there was a payoff on this. Like, I'd like to see what's part of that truce.
Yeah, and because Trump's also saying that they're close to a deal with New Delhi, and that will allow them to undo tariff rates on Indian goods. But so far, these deals are just ways of just getting things back to where they were before.
Exactly.
And claiming a victory. Like all you did was make everything more expensive and cause a bunch of market chaos for no good reason.
Yeah, he's legit just undoing everything. Like the China trade war was started under Trump, if you remember that.
Yeah, it's cause a problem and then be the solution and then take credit.
Hey, like he did with TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's the one that started talking about banning it in the first place.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I still think we should have banned it.
I know. I am also. I didn't know if you were on that side or not, Brandon. Todd very much. Todd is not on that side, but I am very much on ban TikTok. It's Chinese spyware as far as I'm concerned.
It is Chinese spyware. It's Chinese brainware. It is literally made to make our people dumber and make our kids do stupid shit. And you will never convince me otherwise.
It's literally no different than any other social media. The only difference is one member of the group of people that own it is from China.
No, that's not the problem I have with it.
That's what it is, though. Legitimately,
but that's not what my problem with it is.
I understand that. That's not what I'm talking about. But
no, we're all gonna we're gonna disagree we're gonna agree to disagree on this one.
I'm just saying that if you have a problem with social media and it stealing your data, then you shouldn't be on Facebook or any other social media.
No, that's again, that's not my problem with it.
So, what's the problem then?
My problem with it is that this is a company that purposely platforms, promotes, and encourages destructive, illegal, and antisocial activities on purpose in order to make more money themselves. Other social media sites will do things to probably moderate their user base and moderate the things that are being posted on there. TikTok does the opposite. They want the kids driving 10,000 miles an hour without turning turn signals on through the freeway. They want you.
Where are you getting this information from, dude? I've never even seen anything like that.
I've seen it.
And let me guess where you saw that was on Facebook, right?
Fucking Hellcat. What was he doing? Instagram and fucking TikTok.
So you do realize that Instagram is a meta application, right?
And but once again, they regulate theirs, and
do they though?
And you more so than TikTok does.
I don't really think they do.
Let's look at the TikTok anti-science people, like the people who are flat earthers.
I see way more of that on Facebook than I do on TikTok.
Todd's not wrong that it's not like TikTok is the only bad social media, right? Like
they're all bad.
We obviously have learned that there's bad, the way that what they've become and the way that they're used now, it's all just trying to get our attention 24/7, basically, just trying to own our attention.
The algorithm forces you to have tunnel vision. It doesn't allow you to see other things. It wants you to see what you like.
But my personal, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say all of the really big social media sites do that. Everything that Meta touches does that. So Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever they have control over, that's what the algorithm does for those platforms.
Wait, they own WhatsApp?
Yes.
I had no idea.
They did. Yeah, that's how they. Yeah, that's how.
I don't use WhatsApp, so that's why I'm like, oh, okay. I had no clue. I've never touched that program.
Threads. So. That was the other one I couldn't remember. Threads, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and the Oculus.
My Instagram is like all like food and cat videos.
Yeah, that's because that's what you like. See, the thing is with the way the algorithm works is it will show you exactly what you like. It will not show you something that you're not interested in. That's why I never see dancing videos or little kids doing stupid shit on TikTok. That's stuff I'm not interested in.
To be honest with you, I think all social media needs some form of regulation, and there needs to be a regulatory body
Yes.
that actually looks this stuff over. And stuff like misinformation and blatant lies need to have. There needs to be a counter. What was it called? Misinformation branch
There
of
used to
something.
be. It was called fact
I know.
checking.
I remember.
Fact checking
And
was a
then
thing until recently. They stopped
yes,
Yeah,
doing
but
they
it.
that's
politicized fact checking to the point where like
they did
if you fact
but
check, now you're woke.
you know what's
Yeah.
funny is I remember when that first came out, like the same comedian we talked about before, they were so mad about that shit.
I
They
mean,
were so mad
you
about
talking
that
about the
shit.
Rogan Bros?
No, the comedian we were talking about before, the guy with a TBI, he hated the fact checking thing, and because his argument genuinely was like, if I can lie about something on here and people agree with me, then I deserve to win.
Oh,
And his
right.
What?
Yeah, that was somebody's argument. Yeah, that like Trump
hello.
it was being made on behalf of Trump or
No, he was just saying for anything, any kind of conspiracy theory, like if he got fact checked, he'd be like, sees it like Facebook pop up, and he gets so mad because he'd be like, it's not Facebook's place to tell me I'm wrong.
oh, I see that because Trump made a similar argument. I don't know if it's Trump himself made the argument or part of his team did, but in the debates, they were arguing that he should not be fact checked during a debate because
Oh
it's
yeah, no,
it's
yeah,
up to people to be informed and know if he's telling the truth or not. And if he can convince you of what he's saying, it's not the media's place to correct him during the debate,
yeah.
which is
That's what a lot of
bullshit.
these people think. Yo, it's not about how a lot of these people think because they don't care about being right. They just want to be viewed as right. To them, truth is subjective. It's democratic. If enough people agree with them, then what they're right.
Well, yeah, it's Rudy Giuliani saying what is truth? Truth, what is or Brave New World, 64,000 repetitions
Or
equal one
or
truth.
or even before then, alternative facts.
I was just gonna say that. Who was the one that started the alternative facts thing? Because that was what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Sean Spicer and Kellyanne Conway.
Oh yeah, fuck those guys.
you were good at the fucking names, man. I was gonna have to look that up. Good job. I remember it. I don't remember the names. I remember hearing it.
I was legitimately waiting for an opportunity to say that, and you said it. I was like, "Oh, fucking great! That's perfect." I didn't have to say it because it got said anyway.
Well, because I mean, it's a natural next place to go. Next
Right?
place to go with that thought because it's like, okay, well, like, even before then, they've been saying this, you know.
Right,
They
that
do
came out
not
of the very first press conference that the administration had
Oh,
following the
man.
inauguration. Like
Yeah,
Sean
like
Spicer goes out there and gives fake numbers for viewership and attendance,
yeah.
and then
He was the
Kellyanne
biggest.
Conway labels it alternative facts.
They got called out on it, and then they were they got called out on it, and she was like, "Yeah, they're alternative facts, honey," something like that, right? Something
Well, it's
like
like
that.
Sean was just citing the alternative facts. I think is how she said it.
Oh my god, this timeline is so stupid.
Agreed. Oh my god.
Well, it's these people that have figured out that they can like socially hack people, and now they're like
Congratulations.
playing a cracked video game in God mode,
It's
where they're
called
just fucking with everything.
It's called
Ye-
social engineering. It's part of what being a hacker is.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, it is. It's also called gaslighting, which is part of being an
well,
abuser.
that's one of the tools they use for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, I want
and
to talk about this.
the Venezuela.
Yeah,
So so Trump now, because he's the peace president that deserves a peace prize. He's made a decision on Venezuelan military operations.
Oh, we got a message from Stefan. He says, "I'm still waiting on my $5,000 Doge check. Not holding my breath for the $2,000 check from Trump. Trump raises prices. Trump then lowers prices. Prices go back to where they were, and then claims victory. Nothing accomplished."
Right.
is that on Facebook?
Yeah, that was over on
YouTube.
on YouTube. Yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Trump basically goes around kicking bees' nests and selling raid.
Great analogy.
That's a good way to put it. Jesus, yeah, that's a good one. But
I didn't come up with that myself, but yeah.
So, for those people who don't know, we have been upping the pressure on Venezuela. I believe we've attacked a couple of
We've
supposed drug ships
we've
as
blown up a
well.
few
Correct?
boats now at this point.
We've blown
Yeah.
up a few boats. Yes. Basically saying that they are drug cartels. Blah blah blah. Another thing you can keep in mind is conservative American presidents overall, but especially conservative presidents, do not like the president of Venezuela very much at all. I don't like the president of Venezuela very much at all, but he is their democratically elected president.
This is Nicolas Maduro.
Yes, it is. And a lot of people are praising this, saying that at least we're keeping the drugs off of our shores. Thing is, that is an extrajudicial killing, would it not be?
Yeah, no, but all these things are extra. The boat,
No, I'm
blowing up
saying
the boats are
I'm saying
extrajudicial
blowing the
killings
boats
too.
would be extrajudicial, wouldn't it be? That would be believe it or not, these foreign citizens are still due a arrest and trial. You can't just kill them because you think they're doing something illegal.
Right, exactly. So, the CNN story. President Donald Trump suggested he has made up his mind on a course of action in Venezuela following multiple high-level briefings last week and a mounting U.S. show of force in the region. Um, Officials briefed Trump last week on options for military operations inside Venezuela as he weighs the risk and benefits of launching a scaled-up campaign to potentially oust Maduro. So, the U.S. military, meanwhile, has amassed more than a dozen warships and 15,000 troops into the region as part of what the Pentagon calls Operation Southern Spear. So, yeah, CNN has another article here where they talk to experts, military experts, um, and they say that Trump is likely to face a long military commitment and chaos if he ousts Maduro. So, Trump has said he believes that President Maduro's days are numbered and that land strikes inside Venezuela are possible. Uh, the U.S. experts say the U.S. doesn't currently have the military assets in place to launch a large-scale operation. This article is slightly older than the one I was just reading, so that's why you heard about the upscale and amassing of show of force in the region, is because they're trying to put the assets in place where they need to be. And these experts said if Trump did order strikes inside Venezuela aimed at ousting Maduro, he could face serious challenges with fractured opposition elements and a military poised for insurgency. Um, So the administration has not made a decision, but now we think that they have, but we just don't know what that decision is. And they have the ongoing drug boat campaign. So if Maduro flees Venezuela or is killed in a targeted strike, experts worry about a military takeover of the country or the
Oh, it
boosting
would
of
be.
another dictator similar to Maduro.
Oh, almost undoubtedly.
Yeah, they say that there are other members of the Venezuelan Chavismo, the leftist political ideology of former Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez, that Maduro championed, and they could take the reins and subject the country to even harsher rule. Maduro has said something to the effect of, "You want to get rid of me? You think things will get better? It is something to consider because Maduro is a moderate inside the Chavismo, and someone else could usurp power instead of the opposition. Another possibility would be a military takeover. And Maduro's inner circle is made up of both civilians and military officers who are often in competition with each other. So external forces like Colombian insurgent groups who regularly operate from Venezuela or criminal syndicates linked to cocaine, gold, and mineral trafficking further complicate the picture. And then if Maduro were to disappear, it could send the whole country into potential civil war. So Maduro, the experts say, is the guarantor of equilibrium. And as we've discussed here before, what the liberal consensus want, they want equilibrium, they want predictability. So
Can we just stay the fuck out of other people's shit? Like, I don't like Maduro either, but can we just like not get involved in this if we don't need to? This feels
exactly,
unnecessary for us to get involved in. This is their shit.
and
They hate to be that way. They asked for this, so let them deal with it.
they don't. I don't know. Is it a humanitarian crisis, or are they just because Trump's excuse seems to be that they're sending drugs to us? Like, I don't think they're going in to help the Venezuelan people. I think they would just pressure Maduro out and then let the house of cards tumble.
and also about sending them in civil war. Since when did the U.S. cared about that with our foreign policy?
Right?
Like we've never cared about that. We'll send them to civil war. Then we'll get involved in that and make money off of that. You know,
Where's Trump's peace prize? He's
this
so
is
peaceful.
Vietnam War, fucking Korean War, fucking whatever. This is fucking Iranian Revolution, fucking everything all put together. We've done this a million times.
I know, and now instead of CIA, it's just Trump doing it.
Yeah, it's just this is such a U.S. playbook type of deal.
All right. Well, do we want to talk about Megyn Kelly trying to thread the needle?
Okay, this is a crazy story. Like I was wondering how long it would take for one of them to say this. It does make me wonder if she just kind of fucked herself though, because if Trump really is in those papers or scrubbed off those papers as much as it sounds like he probably is, she just basically opened herself as a pedo like supporter for no reason.
And she also just, I mean, not that we didn't already know this, but so blatantly, so shallowly, like two-faced and just adhering to whatever the power structure is at the moment. Because the last time something like this came up, she was all about how wrong it is to, have relations with any underage person of, 16, 17 doesn't matter. Like, she was totally against it last time this came up. And now she's like, well, what's the big deal?
When I first heard the story, I was like, is she trying to appeal to the right libertarians?
Yeah, like the child bride people.
Yeah, the guys who are like, oh, right libertarians have a bad habit. There's a huge, like, creepy semi-pedo, actually, I'm going to say semi-pedo presence in that side who will make arguments like, well, age of consent is just a state thing anyhow, so it shouldn't exist. And I've gotten so many arguments with these weirdos. And I'm like, what makes it okay to, try to be with like a 15-year-old? And it's like, well, and they'll be like, well, what if the parents say it's okay? And that's what I've heard. Oh my god,
Jesus.
dude, it is the same kind of like trying to find a way around it. Or I think I heard they use basically her argument, which is basically like in past generations, getting married at 15 or whatever to an older man was normal and blah blah blah, which is kind of what she was saying.
Right, because it was a horrible time to be a woman.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to say with that, but no. But that she even tried to do the what was it? The it's different when you talk to a 15-year-old than a 5-year-old, which is the actual quote that she said.
Yeah. And it's because John Marco Ceresi, who's, if your feed is anything like mine, he's kind of blown up a little bit, gone viral for lots of different things recently. He did a bit years ago that I had seen before I knew who he was. But when I saw this Megyn Kelly thing, I was like, oh, there's a bit about this that's perfect for her.
Oh, is there? I did not look that
but
up.
I couldn't
Yeah.
remember who the comic that did it was. And then all of a sudden, John Marcos shows up on my feed again with like, okay, when you're a comic, you're not supposed to repeat jokes. It's not like a musician where you have to do the greatest hits. It's like people don't want to hear the same joke again. But sometimes the current topic calls for it. And then it turned out it was him. He did the joke again. And the joke is
that's awesome.
The joke is like there's a difference between a pedophile and somebody that's like attracted to 15-year-olds. But like the only way, like, you can't explain that without sounding like a pedophile.
I mean, I don't agree with that. I think that's.
Well, I think anybody that would try and parse it out sounds like it sounds like a pedophile.
Oh yes, no, because it.
You're making excuses for other people's bad behavior, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. And it's like, why would you know that difference unless you're trying to get with underage people?
Yeah, that's a weird hill to die on, or a weird even argument to make.
I mean, I remember guys talking like that back in the 80s. When I was when I was at 14, 15 years old, I heard guys who were like in their early 20s and older saying shit like that about the girls in my class.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
so fucking weird.
I mean, you want to get really grossed out and disappointed. Look up find a rocker that you liked from the 60s or 70s.
Even the 80s,
I know,
dude.
I'm good.
dude.
Dude, yeah, even the 80s. Who was it? Wasn't it Mick Jagger
But
and
like,
fucking David Bowie got into a huge fight over some like 15-year-old girl?
well, have you guys seen the film Almost Famous?
yes,
No.
So so in that movie, it's Cameron Crowe's semi-autobiographical
right.
film. He wrote it about his time when he worked for Rolling Stone and traveled around covering Creedence Clearwater Revival. Uh,
Yeah.
Penny Lane is this legendary groupie that is in throughout this movie as well, played by Goldie Hawn's daughter. What's her name? Uh,
Yeah, I was just
I have
trying.
no idea.
I'm trying to remember her name myself. You know,
she
there
was
was.
big
Oh,
in all the romantic comedies in the
yeah, she just came
2000s.
out in a new movie too. Hold on, I'll open Google and type in
That's what I'm doing right now.
Goldie Hawn's daughter.
Yes, Kate Hudson.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh
Kate
shit.
Hudson.
Okay.
So Kate Hudson plays this groupie Penny Lane in the film. In reality, the groupie that she's based on was 14 and 15 years old the entire time she was hanging out with rock stars as a groupie.
Jesus Christ.
And she's like the most legendary groupie that had sex with like Mick Jagger and David Bowie and all these different rockers.
Damn.
Yeah, and she was
But
retired by the time she was 16. Like that's how she put it. She was retired from being a groupie by the time she was 16.
that's gross.
It's disgusting. Yeah. So, anyways, that's pretty much anybody from classic rock. I don't mean to
I
throw them
mean,
all under the same bus, but
I mean, seriously, I've heard stories about like all the glam rockers of like the '80s, like Motley Crue and all those guys. You know,
yeah,
Def Leppard. You know, all of them. They all like took groupies backstage, and most often they were underage. And I've heard stories about like Def Leppard and what was the other one? Bon Jovi were also really big with taking girls backstage.
and this is why so much of it people make so many excuses. This is why the Megyn Kelly position even exists, is because it used to be such a thing, and now people are like, and and, and they use that as a reason to make it okay, and it's like it's this is what people talk about when they talk
Ew.
about rape culture. Like this is
Ew,
why
ew, ew,
this
ew.
is
I
rape
know.
culture.
I know. It is absolutely.
All right, well here's some much better news we can end on before we get to the geek stuff. So much better news. Katie Wilson will be the next mayor of
Woo!
Seattle.
Woo!
So she wins the race after an insurgent campaign demanding affordability. I don't know if you who's that sound like? Well, it sounds like Mamdani, um, who actually shouted her out, uh, which we'll get to in a minute. But first-term Mayor Bruce Harrell has conceded defeat in his re-election fight against community organizer Katie Wilson, who campaigned on a message of affordability in a city where the cost of living has soared. In her acceptance speech, Katie Wilson says, I want everyone in this great city of ours to have a roof over their head. I want universal child care and free K through 8 summer care. That would be so huge for families.
It would be.
As a father with 2 stepkids, that would be amazing. I want world-class mass transit, and that's the thing. World-class mass transit. That's mass transit should be free, reliable, and frequent. Like it
Yep.
should be more convenient to take a bus than to drive somewhere within the
It
city
should be.
limits,
I agree.
within the urbanized area. I understand you want a vehicle when you leave the city. That's fine. Um, and then great, safe public spaces where kids can run around with abandoned, not be abandoned. I want stable, affordable housing for renters. I want social housing. I want much more land and wealth to be owned and stewarded by communities instead of corporations. God, she's speaking my language. I want a robust economy with thriving small businesses, great living wage jobs, and strong rights for workers. Now, how much can she get done? I mean, that sounds like more than one term's worth of work. And will people have the patience for it? I don't know. Um, but God damn it, if that's not what you should be shooting for, like shoot for the stars. If you shoot for the stars, and if you don't make it, at least you're closer than if you didn't try.
Yeah. Oh my god. So I was
And
reading something.
and then Mom Donnie, and then now I'm going over. So that came from Democracy Now, who of course is very enthusiastic about progressive candidates and people like Katie Wilson, not necessarily pro Democratic Party candidates. But this next story is going to come from the center square. So, Mom Donnie's shout out to, this is their headline, is Mom Donnie's shout out to Katie Wilson frames Seattle win as rejection of corporate PACs. So I haven't read the article yet, but if that's the way that the center wants to frame this, that's exactly what they should do. Like if you're a right-leaning person, you should not reject Katie Wilson as being like, oh, this far left person that's even worse than a Democrat is involved. You should say, no, somebody who's against the Democrats, who rejects their corporate owners, like this is somebody we have now. Like this is somebody a libertarian can actually kind of like, I don't know if you would have supported her from the start, but a libertarian could get behind her now that she's in the position she is.
I mean, the right libertarians are always going to say that she's going to want to spend too much, and that is true. Like to them, she's going to involve the government way too much into everything that they, But that's why they're idiots, because they think that somehow you can self-govern on these things, and somebody's not going to step forward and take everything. Or at the worst, they think that if you can do that, then you deserve to.
Yeah, and they're still going to be like, she's not going to make the carve outs for the corporations. She's going to tax the corporations. Now, if you're a corporate right libertarian, where you're like, but I would like to think that those people might be against corporate ownership of everything, but at the same time, that's what you get if you follow their ideology.
No,
So,
they really aren't. At the end of the day, that they really aren't against corporate ownership of everything. They think that the people with the most money win, and I have literally talked to right libertarians about like company towns, and they're like, yeah, sounds good to me, and it's like, okay, you're weird.
yeah, and that's why that ideology inevitably leads to some form of fascism,
Exactly.
corporate
Well,
fascism.
corporate ownership, yes, or yeah, yeah. But anyhow,
But that's but yeah, and Mom Donnie congratulated Wilson in a social media post, writing, Seattle voters made their voices heard. They want a new kind of politics, one that
I
rejects
agree.
corporate PAC money and delivers for working people. From one mayor-elect to another, wishing you the best. Seattle is in great hands. So
Yeah,
and I think that's what it's got to be. And I hope and pray that they don't, that the powers that be, that the big money in the area doesn't just pull a Mitch McConnell and set out to sabotage her at every turn.
I do feel like, well, I feel like Washington we're gonna do okay. I feel like Mom Donnie has a much harder fight than ours is.
Yeah,
Our
I think
mayors,
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah, but we have hope, and we will definitely follow. None of us live in Seattle, but we will definitely be following what happens.
But they're the most occupied spot, so what happens there affects everyone.
Yep, for sure. And we all certainly spend time there on occasion, and the better life is in Seattle, the better life gets all around the area. So
Yep.
here we go. All right. Well, that does it for the news. Todd, you want to take us to the geek?
Welcome to What's Geek this week. Your go-to for the coolest in pop culture tech and nerdy news. Let's dive in.
All right, hey, yeah, it's time for What's Geek this week. I have a bunch of stuff that I found yesterday preparing for today. Looks like there is a new Star Trek movie in the works at Paramount from Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly. Yeah, I mean, those guys have done other things that turned out really awesome. So I don't have any issue with these guys doing Star Trek next. I'm glad they are doing it, and as much as I would have probably enjoyed watching a Tarantino Star Trek movie, it wouldn't have felt like a Star Trek movie. So, but yeah, that was a rumor a couple years back that Tarantino was going to do the next one.
Oh no!
Oh,
Now
there we go. There you go.
Wait, what?
we
We
could
can hear you.
last, I don't know, what, 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Weird.
So something's happening with Star Trek.
Yeah, new Star Trek movie in the works at Paramount from Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly. John Francis
And you
Daly.
said they've done some other good stuff.
Yeah, they've done some other good things, and I'm trying to remember what they are off the top of my head, and I'm drawing a blank now. Says here. They did. Let's see. They did Spider-Man: Homecoming, which was pretty awesome.
I
They
love that.
they also did the Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
That was a fun movie.
Yeah.
Better
So
than I expected.
yeah. And John Francis Daly, if the name sounds familiar, it's because he was an actor before he became like a director and a producer. He's probably best known as the character Sweets on the TV show Bones. He was like the the shrink for the FBI or the CIA or whatever. And he was also in Freaks and Geeks. He was the little brother of one of the main characters. But yeah, no, this sounds really good. I don't know if you guys probably didn't hear me say this, but I'm gonna repeat it. I said that there was rumors of Tarantino doing the next Star Trek movie, and as much as
Right.
if I would have enjoyed that, I don't think it would be nearly as good as the one from these guys.
Yeah,
I don't think I can
I remember
Tarantino.
hearing about Tarantino going to write a Star Trek movie, and I was like, okay, I'm interested.
I mean,
But
I
it
would
seemed weird.
I would go see it. I would like, okay, this isn't going to be a normal Star Trek movie, so I'm not expecting the usual tropes that you get with a Star Trek movie. I'm going to expect to hear Spock actually swear instead of double damn on you. And no, that was Kirk. Never mind. Either way, I was like, okay, this could be entertaining. It may not be great, but it'll be entertaining. But that apparently is also not going to be a thing, which is probably for the best. Um, and he says Goldstein and Daly have strong ties with both Paramount and Skydance on recent projects. Dungeons and Dragons was one of Paramount's best scored films from 2023 at 91% from critics and 92% from audience members. As for Skydance, the pair recently wrote, produced, and directed the original Cold War action comedy Mayday starring Ryan Reynolds. Sources say it tested through the roof in early screenings for Skydance and Apple, with plans to release it next year. So, all right. You guys can still hear me, right? I don't know what happened.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. I didn't hit no buttons. I don't think I did, anyhow. All right. So now I'm like hyper focusing on the wrong thing. All right. So the next thing is, I saw this. I was like, oh man, I hope that's not true. Poker Face was a show over on Peacock, and I guess it was done by Ryan Johnson. It looks like, because if you're not familiar with the show, it's essentially like, of course, it's like a Columbo or Monk, where she's kind of accidentally into like figuring out a murder or something that happened on the episode, and kind of comes into the last second and just kind of nails it to the board, kind of thing. And like she figures it out step by step without really even doing much to it. I always thought it was an entertaining show. If you haven't seen it, it's on Peacock. I recommend it. It's a fun show. It stars Natasha Lyonne. Apparently, it's got canceled, and Ryan Johnson is looking to maybe move it to another streaming platform or network. It has 3 seasons, I think, right now, and basically, the gist of it is this: she has this really weird ability to know when someone's lying. She can see all the tales, even though she doesn't know the person. Like all the normal tales that people have for lying, she sees them like immediately. So like, that's bullshit. What do you mean it's bullshit? It's like, I can tell when you're lying. You don't know me. Like, it doesn't matter. I still can tell. So it's an entertaining show. I liked it. Let's see next. Looks like there's gonna be a V for Vendetta TV series. And that is, where is that gonna be? That is gonna be all these pop-ups. Do you want to support us? No, go away. I want to read the article. Remember the 5th of November. Yes, we already a few days past the infamous date that brought V to people together to stand against the corrupt regime, but this news, it feels like it's more right on time. 20 years after the release of V for Vendetta, there is a TV series in the works at HBO. For fans of the film, this is exciting news. According to Variety, the V for Vendetta series will have none other than James Gunn and Peter Safran as its executive producers, with Peter Jackson penning the script.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, wow, indeed. Like that's almost one of those things where it's like there's too much top end talent. Like, who's really driving the creative control here?
I mean, the only thing that would make this amazing and like, oh, I gotta see this is if the actor who plays V, Hugh, what's his last
Oh,
name?
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving. Yeah, thank you. Comes back, but he doesn't do sequels, so he won't. He's not likely to come back. Um, I think he's kind of done with sequels after the Matrix movies.
I was gonna say he did a few Matrix sequels. I know that.
Yeah, no, he's done with doing that. That's why he wasn't Red Skull
in the reboot.
He
Oh.
wasn't Red Skull in the follow up movies to Captain America.
Yeah, when they went to Vormir and
Yeah, that was somebody else.
Was he in Lord of the Rings as well?
Yes. I mean, keep in mind, yeah, he did Lord of the Rings,
Yeah, Lord of
and
the Rings.
he did the Matrix movies. That's
two huge franchises.
huge franchises were 3 movies each, and in each movie's minimum of 2 hours. so he's probably like, okay, I've done enough of that shit, and I'm done with doing that, and I don't
It
blame
seems
him.
like it.
But yeah, no, this is really cool. I mean, this is something we probably need to see on television right now, anyhow. So
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'd be down for it. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
see, and the next story I have. I've been seeing so many things posted about this. It was actually I think it was a reoccurring ad I kept seeing. I was like, this is cool, but I don't have the money for it. Stop showing it to me. Lego and Star
Quit
Trek.
teasing me.
Exactly. Lego and Star Trek are teaming up finally after years of Lego not having Star Trek. Another brick company had Star Trek back in I think early 2000s, and they did an Enterprise, which was it was hot garbage, is what it was. But
The
yeah,
Enterprise hot garbage. The
Yeah.
Enterprise HG.
but this one is the Enterprise D from Next Generation. Started in 1987, and it looks like it has the entire cast of all the minifigs. So I figured this. I mean, not even looking at the sales page for this, I know this kit is probably going to be about $500 minimum.
No, jeez.
Legos are so crazy. So
They're expensive.
you're actually high though, Todd. Do you see this?
Huh?
You're high.
What do you mean I'm high? What are you talking
You're
about?
stoned. No, your number's high.
Your guess is high.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
It's less than $500.
Okay, thank you. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. Okay. Telling me I'm high. I don't know what you're...
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, it's either way, it's a lot of fucking money. It's I don't know. I'm done with this now.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was going along with you, and I saw the price was there. I was like, oh, it's not as much as we were thinking.
Well, you should have said that instead of telling me I'm high, because I was confused at what
mean-
you were talking about. I had no idea what you meant.
Sorry, I didn't.
Like, what are you talking about? All right, fuck it. I don't care anymore.
But it's gonna be $400.
Either way, it's
it's
in triple digits. It's going to be an expensive kit. It's not going to be a small kit either. $400. That's about what the Millennium Falcon kit was, and it's several. So it's like 12,000 or more pieces. This one comes with like 8 minifigs, and the other one, and the Millennium Falcon, I think, came with Han and Chewbacca, and that was it. So, all right. And the last one I have here for what's Geek this week. Sorry guys for I didn't know what was going on. I was confused. You guys repeating the same three things didn't help. I'm sorry. We're snapping. Says here the 5 major movie franchises that Hollywood has no idea what they're to do with it. And it talks a little bit here about Trachtenberg's Predator movies that he's done in recent years and how they've kind of revitalized those franchises with the newer ones, and of course Ghostbusters has come back and it's doing all right. I think they could do better, but I guess they're not doing as well as they thought they would. But the movie franchises that need to either figure out what they're doing or just let them go. Number 5 on the list is Pirates of the Caribbean. This list must have come out like right before it was announced that the Kelvin universe is essentially dead. So number 4 on the list is Star Trek Kelvin timeline, which is the Chris Pine led Star Trek, and the Wizarding World, which is I think it's more about the Fantastic Beasts than it is the Harry Potter. And you know what? I don't know. I haven't watched the last 2. I don't know if they're any good. Those 2 are the ones that replaced. They replaced Johnny Depp with somebody else. Is one of the main characters. And see here, the number 2 on the list is The Matrix, and number 1 on the list is The Terminator. I don't know. I think we're good on those. I don't think we necessarily need more. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's
Nope.
kind of like how I see this list. Is it's like, okay, so Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, that's already run its course well into the ground. Star Trek
Matrix is
Kelvin,
done
like
too.
it's dead. Matrix already done. The Wizarding World, what's her name, has pretty much canceled herself. J.K.
Yeah.
Rowling.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the Matrix and Terminator, like they seem to have run their course. Yeah.
What do you think, Brandon?
I agree.
I
think
mean,
most of those are done.
I like all of them for what they were. I even like the times they tried to rekindle the interest in them. Like the most recent of the Terminators, I thought was really good, but it didn't do very well. So
It's just because it's an old franchise now.
old franchise and all the actors involved are pushing 70, 80 years old. So
Yeah.
Well, that's the big problem. Is like if you're gonna do a new Terminator, it's got to be like a whole new, either a reboot or just a whole new generation of actors.
yeah, I mean that's what they tried to do in the last 2 Terminator movies. Dark Fate, I think, was the last one, which was basically like a reboot. It was an alternate universe where Sarah Connor, I guess, and the original Terminator become friends, and he's kind of like a stepfather to John, and all this other shit, and yeah, I don't know. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like, oh god, they need to do more. That's not what I thought when I watched it. It's like, okay, this is good. Genesis was weird in that it had lots of references to the original 2 movies, but like the rest of it was completely different from anything else they've ever done. So okay, but yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing more of the pirate movies, even if it has a different captain in it. I like those movies; those are fun.
Well, to the extent that some of these films have created really interesting worlds, it would be cool to see other stories in those worlds.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think Pirates of the Caribbean is one of those. But also wouldn't mind just more room for new stories and new franchises and new like
Yeah. Exactly.
get away from sequels in general. Like
Yep. Too many sequels as it is.
Yeah, I think you guys are right on that. It's like, or at the very least, if you're gonna reboot something that was terrible.
Yeah. Do a redo. Not a reboot, a redo.
I'll do a redo where you take an existing shit movie and make it better.
Yeah.
Great concept, terrible execution. Let's make it better. That's what I've always been saying about movies. Like, if they wanted to do like, and I've always shed on this because I didn't understand the hype behind it, but Firefly has a lot of fans behind it. They love that shit. Why not go ahead and start over with that and make it better than it was originally? Because that original series was okay. It wasn't this amazing thing that everyone said it was. There was too many things about it I didn't like for me to say it was fantastic.
Hasn't Whedon come under fire for some stuff recently?
In the last 10 years, it's come out that he was not a great person. He basically got named as a creeper and horrible boss.
Yeah,
And,
kind of an asshole and a sex pest.
Not to use the phrase that the right has been using. He got me too'd, So,
But so that might make that hard to do as well.
I think now that Disney owns Fox Entertainment, they could take it and make it better. Although I think that Disney already has a fantastic space western in Mandalorian, so they don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. And I was never the biggest Firefly guy to begin with, so.
I liked all the actors in other things. And that's the only reason why I was willing to give it a shot. That and the fact that my friends were like, oh my God, it's an amazing show. You need to watch it. I'm like, all right, fine. Calm down. Pull your pants back up. Put your dick away. And let's watch this.
I'd much rather have a Dr. Horrible sing-along blog volume 2.
That was kind of funny.
I love that. I love that so much. Neil Patrick Harris is a G.
Dude, NPH is fucking awesome, dude. I was fully expecting to see him make an appearance on the Doogie Howser on Disney Plus that they did. That took place in Hawaii. And they actually they made reference to the original shows. Like we call her Doogie because she's like that kid doctor on that TV show back in the 90s.
Yeah, that was funny. Her name's not even Doug. What a ripoff.
Yeah, no, it's she's Hawaiian, so she has a very Hawaiian name. But they called her Doogie anyhow because she was like 13 when she became a doctor. So, and if you haven't seen that Doogie Howser, it's not called Doogie Howser, it's something else. But
it's called Doogie Kamealoa or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's really good. I think it only got 2 seasons. But
yeah, my wife watched it all, so I've seen a little bit of it.
I enjoyed it, actually. I really did. All right, so I guess that means we're now going over to Floriduh.
Oh no, here we go again. A barefoot guy robbing a gas station in the name of Gavin Newsom. Call the police, arrest the Florida man. Is it Florida or not? Is it Florida?
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, so this first one, I saw this like literally right after we got done recording last week. It's like, I gotta put this on there. All right, so I guess this a city warns public of brazen coyote after a 6-year-old tries to get bit by to become a werewolf. The victim of Monday's attack was this woman's 6-year-old son. The child's mother said his jacket protected him from being injured, and her boyfriend took quick action to kick the animal off the child. However, he was a bit upset that he's not going to turn into a werewolf. Do you guys think this is Florida or some other place?
I got to go Florida on this one. It's just too self-servingly stupid.
I mean, the kid was 6, so he didn't know that werewolves aren't real.
Oh, I missed that part.
I would say not Florida.
What do you think, Doug?
I'm sticking with Florida.
All right. Well, this was on the CBC's website, so it's Canada.
Ooh.
Canada, Florida?
Calgary, Florida, yeah. No, this is the city of Airdrie, I can't pronounce it. I'm probably butchering the hell out of it. Warning the
I
public
don't know.
to keep an eye out for a brightly painted coyote that was shot with a paint gun after attacking a 6-year-old child at a light festival on Monday. It was the second attack in Nose Creek Park in a matter of days. The city's Parks Department said in a statement posted on the city's website, the Parks Department is very concerned with the brazenness of the coyotes in this area. They are taking immediate action to maintain safety. Elizabeth Dawn wrote on Facebook that the victim of Monday's attack was her 6-year-old son. She said his snowsuit protected him from being injured, and her boyfriend took quick action to kick the animal off the child. However, he was a bit upset that he's not going to turn into a werewolf. So
I see now.
that's in itself is kind of cute, but
Well, that's because the snowsuit protected him. If
Yeah.
you got to get a bite on the bare skin if you're going to become a werewolf.
right.
Or he might become a roadrunner. Who knows?
That Carhartt though makes a good baby snowsuit.
Oh yeah. All right, so man blows up his apartment trying to kill cockroach with insecticide. Do you think that is Canada Florida or not?
That sounds pretty Floridian to me.
I have to agree with him. I'm going Florida.
It says here. Says the epic pest control fail was reported early Sunday in the city of Kumamoto on the island of Kyushu.
Island of Kyushu, Florida?
Yeah.
230 miles southwest of Hiroshima.
Ah, damn.
So somewhere.
I'm 0 for 2.
Kyoto, Florida? That's great. All right. Woman throws knife at boyfriend after seeing a $5 payment to female friend.
All right, this has got to be Florida. I'm sticking with Florida. I'm sticking to my guns here.
That
gotta
sounds
get
Florida.
If
That's Florida. That's Florida shit to me too.
Okay. This was a Florida woman. Yes, you both got it right.
I finally got one.
Authorities in Florida Keys say domestic dispute over a $5 mobile payment escalated into a violent confrontation that left a man injured and his girlfriend behind bars on a $75,000 bond.
Damn.
Woo.
So this is why you should use cash always. Especially when
$5.
especially when you're paying someone back. It doesn't matter if it's a female friend or not.
Damn.
Man found in swamp leading deputies on chase.
I would say Florida because swamp.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be either Florida or it's got to be a Gulf state, right? It's got to be Florida or Louisiana, maybe Mississippi or Alabama, but probably Florida or Louisiana. I'll go Florida as well.
Orange County, Florida. A man who hid from Volusia County deputies in a swamp was found several hours later. Deputies said Earl Dore led deputies on a chase into the De Leon Springs State Park. De Leon? I almost said
De Leon?
I almost said DeLorean. I was like, that's not DeLorean.
No, it's De Leon, like Ponce de Leon.
I don't know who that is.
He's the Spanish explorer that discovered Florida, quote unquote, discovered it.
Okay.
For Europe.
All right. Dog shoots owner, 53, in the back while he's cleaning a weapon.
Dog shoots owner.
That could be anywhere in the South.
I mean, it definitely could be Florida. You go first on this one, Brandon.
I'm gonna say not Florida.
Because Brandon's up 3-2 right now. So I'm gonna say Florida then, and see if maybe we can get a tie.
Okay, so Michael Shion, a Shillington, Pennsylvania cop, said the man put his weapon on the bed as he was cleaning it on Tuesday night, according to local TV station. When his pet pooch jumped up and caused the gun to fire. The cops are still working out how the gun was able to go off. He's not sure what state of cleaning he was at the time.
Oh, he's not sure what state, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe this Pennsylvania cop was down in Florida.
No, to me, that sounds like someone trying to like excuse like him accidentally shooting himself. Like my dog did it. It's like the dog.
My dog shot me.
It's like the dog ate the lot.
He ate my homework and then shot me.
Yeah. Like in the middle of eating my homework, he pulled the trigger on me. Yeah, and it sounds like a bullshit story that cops are trying to figure out how that happened. This is also on the sun.com, so which isn't that like a weekly world news kind of tabloid?
The Sun, I think it is a tabloid, I believe, yeah.
So it's probably a bullshit story to start with. So
But Brandon wins 4-2. 4 out of 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4 out of 5, Brandon. Not bad.
Damn. I was on tonight.
I think Brandon should look up stories for next week, being that he got so many.
So that Todd can play?
Yeah, I want to play.
I could do that.
Well, the trick is just to find stories that could be like, this could be Florida. And a lot of them I found on the Florida Man subreddit, so.
Oh, yeah, that's a good place. Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for a Monday, guys. But that was a good show. This was a fun one. There are lots of laughs in this one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound so enthused.
I'm still kind of like mad at myself for getting upset with you guys. So.
Oh, it's okay. It's we're all past it. At least I am.
Okay, good. I mean, when those types of things happen, I still kind of stress about it a little bit because like I could have handled it better, and I was like, I was confused and yeah.
And I was confused about what you were confused about. Like I thought you were I didn't know if you were mishearing me or didn't. And then I realized, oh no, you don't know what I'm saying hi about.
Yeah, I was like confused. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I was like, it sounded like you were talking about something else entirely. I was like, huh? So, yeah.
But please remember to like and subscribe. Leave us a review if you haven't done that yet, wherever you listen to podcasts. And we'll be back with more next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Also, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and check out our Substack. Go to adhp.live is our website, and the links to everything you need to know for us is there, including the Substack. And I'm going to see if I can get maybe the guys to like write articles or at least post some things there outside of the podcast episodes. I'm going to try at least to do that myself. So, see you guys next
And
week.
that'll shame us into it, I think.
I'm going to try. We'll see. All right.
All right, thanks everybody.